not even mean Bowers Game Corner.
You want to do it?
People who want to talk. No.
Ahoy, gamers! Welcome to Bowers Board Game Corner.
Oh my god, that was
Thoughts
so
from the
bad. We're keeping that. Ahoy there, you two. We're back again for another Thoughts from the Corner, where I sit down with my game night and we talk about a new game that generally we've had. This is a fresh impression. We got a chance tonight to play Filibuster from Biplane Games. This is for 3 to 5 players, ages 14 plus, taking about 30 to 45 minutes. And this is a game in which you are going to be playing as politicians, and your job is to try and filibuster 4 bills. It's a semi-cooperative game where either everyone is going to lose or everybody's going to win, but really, honestly, only one person's going to win who has the most influence. It takes a very humorous spin on politics. It's I would say it's definitely left-leaning, I think, though. But I don't think to the point where it's going to offend anybody. But then again, if you get offended by it, who gives a shit? Yeah.
That's politics.
So yeah, we're not going to talk too much about the game, but more about our thoughts on the general game itself. So who wants to start it off?
What I enjoyed about this game, let's say.
Well, what you didn't enjoy. This is brutal, honest opinion.
Well, I thought we were gonna do like the pro and con thing.
Okay, how are we gonna do it?
I like the
That's
art.
right.
That's like the biggest thing. I like the art, like the humor of it. Like if you're able to like sort of separate yourself from like whatever your political agendas are, like it's humorous. Like there was one about like start the purge, and I'm like, finally.
Yeah, those were fun, and there were a bunch of those cards
Oh,
that
yeah.
we didn't even. I mean, you use 7 per game, and there was a whole stack of them.
Yeah, I think humor definitely came across in this game. The filibuster cards were funny. The event cards, the ones you're talking about, but then also just like the filibuster one where it's like, oh, show off your sweet dance moves, and it just has a picture of like a
Repeat
politician
the
dancing.
military. What was it called?
Oh,
Song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the humor came across well. The rule booklet, I'm not. That's the one thing they tried. Yeah, bust out the rule booklet. So they tried to do a minimalist rule booklet, which I appreciate. I really can, but they needed more. In particular, I think we said it was examples.
Examples.
It
Yeah.
really needed some examples in there because honestly, we didn't get a feel for this game until
Until it's
Way
more
than
into
halfway
it.
through.
Way into it. Yeah.
it just felt like we were randomly doing crap. And by the time we figured it out, we're like, oh, we're kind of screwed. We almost pulled it out. But this is definitely one of those games where if you're not going to be able to play it routinely,
Even
know,
then.
yeah.
I don't think.
No,
it's
I
not
think
too hard to
after
learn.
you play it the first time, you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. What's going on.
I think that's fair.
The
point.
next, I mean, even if we came back to this, like, I don't know, a month from now, we'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember. It was like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
we figure
real
out
quick.
what we got wrong because
the rules weren't hard, were they?
No, it wasn't
they were
difficult.
not. They were too vague. That was the issue. It's just like we could interpret it like so many ways. Like it wasn't intuitive. It wasn't intuitive.
I agree
Like
with that.
if we had a question, it could have gone like there were 3 logical points, and it's like which one is it?
Now we're hammering on this, and what they planned on doing was having the short minimal rule booklet, and then a lot of the information is on the player aid card. The player aid card is very useful, very very useful. But there's just some stuff that
But there's no context with it. Like the player aid card shouldn't clear up things. It should be a reminder. Because like if I have questions on the player aid card, then I want to like refer to the manual, and I'm like, well, the manual is even vaguer than the player aid card.
It sounds like we're hammering it though, but I think we all agree. We all enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan.
Honestly,
Okay, wasn't a fan.
I saw the video that you did of this from Gen Con, and I was like, that game looks really fun, and I was really excited when I saw that you got it. I don't know that I'm as excited as I was.
Well, I'm gonna have to play it a couple more times to review it, and I'm excited to play it again. I actually want to play it, hopefully with at least 3 people from the same group, so we can see if it goes better when we're. I feel like if we played it correctly, we kind of sabotaged each other pretty early on.
True.
And we also had someone who I wouldn't want to play semi-cooperative games with. I've now realized.
Yeah.
Who was like, well, if I'm not going to win, then forget this.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to play. I mean, like, does this game encourage that? Because, like, again, like if you're going to lose, then like why go for like a Diet Coke victory?
Well, that's the nature of a semi-cooperative game. That is the. I feel like honestly that is the hardest game to design.
Point, like, you're gonna have
Well,
the
does
pressure.
that bring out the theme though? Because isn't that what politics is? It's like trying to get the upper hand. Like it's like, hey, like, oh, we're both Republicans, but I want to be the better Republican so that I can get the higher office.
But even then, like we're all like different areas, and like if Jimmy gets the most like influence as like sorry, it's hard to describe my thoughts. Like, I understand like the Diet Coke I understand like going for the Diet Coke victory because like you still want to win, but even then you know you're gonna lose because you have the least influence. Not so easy. You have to spend influence to keep the game going, and it's like you're not hurting the people who are in first doing it. Yeah,
That's a fair point.
Honestly, I think that what I did the second to last round is what killed us. Because I ran through those time
but even like
when I could have stopped it. And like it was because I wanted those extra points.
Influence, because you knew we were going to win, but like we still all lost in the end. But even then, like I wasn't upset about it because like I knew I was going to lose anyways.
I have thought of an amazing point that I am shocked none of us have brought up yet, which is randomness. Oh man, yes, there it is.
No,
we totally forgot that.
Oh no, yeah. There's literally a card that says times your influence points by 2, and there's also a card that says put your points back to 0.
And there's one that's like this round's over. This round over just right now. If you draw that card first, okay, we lose. We lost that round.
Yep.
Like we drew like the ×2 card when we had 0 points. So it's like I'm glad we got that now.
Honestly, I didn't mind it. As we're sitting here talking about it, I'm actually thinking I enjoyed this game more than I was.
Oh, there was a lot of laughter in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the randomness is a bad thing per se. It's just something you have to know about the game. Like if you hate randomness, like there's cards.
I would say I'm afraid that this game depends a lot on the kind of group you're playing. Because I enjoyed it with you guys, but that's because we were able to make fun of like, oh, the purge is happening. We did this. Oh, dogs are now allowed to vote.
What was funny was that he had to leave the floor because he had to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And then the purge happened, and I thought that was really funny.
And it's but like if I play this with like someone who like doesn't like a lot of randomness or something, like it could be definitely like a downer. No, it definitely I'd say that this group depends on like your attitude towards the whole thing. Like if your group's going to enjoy like this kind of randomness.
True. I think there were some cards that kind of worked to mitigate it though. Like there were several times when I could have done that one where you draw this card instead of taking the time. Like I could have done that a few times and I chose not to. Mm-hmm. Because I like
those little cards that are just like discard. Everyone discards their hand.
Yes,
it's not a game you can optimize.
Yeah,
yeah. But overall, so I think both of us really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a good deal. I'm excited to play it again. I don't think it's great, but I think it's very good. And I think if you like politics a lot, if you like political humor a lot, I think you're going to get more out of this game than other people because there's a lot of tongue in cheek. There's a lot of kind of inside jokes, but not too inside jokes. Too deep inside jokes.
Yeah.
It doesn't try to be offensive, and it's a really cute little like take on just like the political climate and.
Oh, here's another thing. I don't think this game plays like too many other games that I've played. Because we didn't even talk about like the voting phase. Like, what do you think about the voting phase? That was really kind of interesting. We have a minute sand timer. And it was like we have to decide who's going to get voted. But the penalty. Yeah, the penalty is pretty harsh.
Yeah, the penalty is harsh. It only happened once, and even it was tough because that's where the whole like semi-cooperative comes in. Like that's the only chance you have to like screw over. Are we allowed to say that?
The thing is,
screw over the person in first.
I mean, the penalty is harsh, but it hurts everyone.
It does, and then it's counterproductive to winning the game.
Yeah.
That's. I kind of wish that this was fully cooperative. That's,
so
I think
that's. I don't think so.
I kind of agree with Lucy on that.
Really?
I like the game.
I think that would totally ruin any kind of theme.
No, because like you don't. Because then like you have to go for the Diet Coke victory, or you have to like because like at that point I was thinking about because at the end of the game like we had to pay like 7 coins to keep it going or lose, and I'm like I'm gonna lose no matter what. Well, what incentivizes me to continue?
And see, I mentioned this a little bit. I think that part of that issue came from the fact we didn't know what the hell was happening the first time. Because we were totally screwed. And we got ourselves back to kind of good, but we were still pretty screwed. Like, we knew we were going to lose the last round, most likely, because we were going to run out of cards. But had we not realized, the first couple rounds, one of those probably would have got past, and it would have been a completely different situation, I think.
So let me ask you this. Would you ever fail a vote? And now knowing like, oh, that hurt us so bad when it happened.
Absolutely.
Really?
Because whoever the leader is has to pay that money, and that's the only way you can get a person who has more money than you to lose money.
Well, we lost the first 2 rounds, right?
No, we won. We lost the first round. Then We won the second round, and then it
We
was
were-
like
I won that.
the last one
my one
was the
card.
deciding vote. Either we had seven. There's 7 rounds in this game essentially, and like we were down to a tie. We had 3 losses, 3 wins.
But I think we started off 1-3. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
were 1-3.
Oh, yeah.
That's the point where we were like, that's when it started to
Then
click.
we're
Like,
oh, we have to work together to not completely fail.
I will say I'm excited to play this game again. I actually am. The more we talk about it, the more I'm excited to play it because I think
Likewise.
it's easy to
Yeah.
learn and easy to teach now that I know it. So it's easy to teach.
Mm.
The easy to learn part, not so much.
Very
It wasn't.
funny.
It wasn't difficult, but it was just there was still some gray areas.
It was too vague to understand it.
Make a good video that people can reference.
I don't make good videos.
Yeah, just do like Bowers video game
No,
references.
you always tell kind of how to play the game when you do your
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I hate that part. It's the worst part. So here's the other part. We played at 5 players. I think that's the ideal player count. What do you think it would make that much of a difference playing at 3?
It has to be. I'd say it has to be odd. If you're gonna play this game, I'd say odd is probably the best because if it's even, it gets confusing.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because of the whole like, because we had even then we had issues with like the leader thing of like if there's even
Well,
leaders.
it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get a majority. Like
Mhm.
You have to get 3. I
you have to
guess.
get unanimous if you're 3 players.
Mhm.
Ooh. Well, you get-
No, 3. Oh yeah.
You
No, I'm pretty sure it says on the card.
Yeah,
unanimous.
4 is like
Oh.
yeah.
Useful player reference card. Just need more useful rules. But there you go. Filibuster. Meh or okay. Or good.
It's not good.
Meh or okay.
I wouldn't be against playing it again to see how it. I don't have an opinion on it because again, like you said earlier, like we messed up the rules and we didn't understand them.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
if
think
we
didn't
messed
mess up
the
any
rules.
rules.
We just didn't
We just
understand the
didn't
rules.
know what was going on.
Yeah. I'd have to because it's like what you said earlier. It's really different. Like, and I don't know if it's different, if it's a good different, or like there's a reason why people don't do games like this.
Now, I have another question. Do you like politics? Do you follow politics?
I mean, generally, like again, like these jokes, like because there was a couple of them, like I understood like where it came from, the whole like even like filibustering and it was. I mean, it was enjoyable without it. Like I didn't need to be deep into politics. Like again, like there's stuff like The Purge, or it's like good trading deals with your like trading an orange for an apple, and
Have you played Corporate America?
no.
Oh my god, we got.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to play that.
So
game.
good.
I love that game.
You don't need it.
It's another game that's doing different things.
It's because again, like I think this would be a better like fully cooperative, just like versus the game, like versus I guess the system itself. Probably, but
That'd be a whole different. That sounds cool.
maybe.
I would like to have both, but that's a you have your cake.
And
and
at this
eat it,
point,
too.
like I guess like my opinion on it is that like I don't know if it's fleshed out enough to do what it wants to do because it wants to be semi-cooperative while being. It wants to be cooperative and semi-competitive, but like if you know you're losing and you know you can't get back up, there's no reason to be cooperative.
The thing
like
is,
I
with
said-
the randomness, you could all of a sudden get onto the top, right?
There wasn't a
So
lot.
you get the one. No.
There wasn't a lot that
If
gave
you're
someone
playing,
influence,
all of a sudden
though.
you drew that card that doubles how much you got in the track, and then you're able to end it
Only
right
if
there.
You're the, only if you're
Now
the
you just
leader,
got
though.
$24.
Yeah, but only if you're the leader, though. Like, if you're not the leader, then... a lot of it depends on you being the leader.
Jimmy took
Yeah,
$12 from me. I mean,
that's true.
there's ways,
There's ways,
and that was a huge swing.
It is. All right, but let's wrap it up. Adam, good or great?
Yes.
In the middle.
Good. Played a few more times. I don't know where it'll go.
Yeah, I would say good. I think this is one that I honestly don't expect it to stay on my shelf though. I just I think it'd be too divisive to
I'm
like get on a
curious
routine
enough.
basis.
Yeah.
And plus, at 30, 45 minutes, there's a lot of stuff that plays in that time like that I think I do like
Because then
better.
you have to compare it to other games of that... Well, I guess you can't really compare because it's different. Yeah.
Well, the time link. But there you go. That is Filibuster from By Playing Games.
The
Definitely,
filibuster.
we have some divisive opinions on that, but it looks like it might be a cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. If you enjoyed what we're doing, click on that subscribe button down below, and in the comments below, let me know. Would you or have you ever considered running for political office?
No. Not doing it.
No.
I've actually taken some classes on it before. I would love to one day scrub the internet clean of everything involving me and then run for political office. And everyone who's ever met me needs to shut their damn mouth. But let me know in the comments below. Have you ever considered, or would you
Do you
consider
know
running for
secrets
political
about
office?
Forrest? Let us know in the comments below.
Luckily, my ex-girlfriends don't like board games. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bye-bye. People are going to think I hate all